Darren Way. Let's talk about the game against Arsenal coming up. What an opportunity that is. Bit of a tasty game.
It's a fixture that we're all looking forward to. I mean, it's competition-wise, it's going to be a tough game. The players are not shy. They're a very competitive group, and to go up against bigger and better and stronger players, it'll give them a good test as to where they think they are in terms of playing against a Cat 1 team. So it's good for all of us, staff and players.
Is it, or has it been sort of tricky just to keep their heads down a little bit? Because obviously if you're playing against a side like Arsenal and potentially players in the next couple of years that could be playing international football, if it goes well, are the boys like a little bit more buzzed now than they would be for a regular pre-season?
I feel because it's such a competitive group, they want to go and prove themselves, that they can play at a higher level. I think that's what motivates players. And collectively we've done a lot of focus on ourselves. With it being pre-season, we focused a lot on the physical demands of the game. But as I said, we're all looking forward to it.
Yeah, the game against Elberton called off in the week, so no doubt actually getting and playing a little bit of football, albeit in pre-season, is good, isn't it?
Game time. It's all about game time. That ground contact time on the training field is not the same. There'll be a gradual build up in terms of the amount of games that we play, the amount of minutes that we play. But yeah, as I said, for a first fixture against Arsenal, even though we were disappointed not to play against Albert and Villa, it's not upset the plans too much, and it's a good game.
You're probably aware over the last year or so, maybe a little bit more, there's been a lot of interest in the academy. You look at the guys that have come through to the first team and have done so well. Yourselves being so successful last season as well. Do you feel that a little bit? Is it good that there's like maybe more of a spotlight maybe on you than there may have been in the
I feel with academies, it's got to be driven from the top. And I feel that's certainly the case, from the owner to the gaffer to Neil Dewsnip to all the staff. Nance, they've all played a part. Nance knows the history of the football club and he's been on this side before, so there's a real good connection there. And with the game against Parkway, and some of the performance that you've seen last season, and the gaffer giving our younger players the opportunity, and I don't think he would do that if he didn't feel they were ready to face that challenge, because it's very difficult to get that timing right when you introduce players into the first team. I think it's been a huge success, and anyone would agree that you can sense, see and feel something special within the culture and the environment that we're trying to create at youth level.
You mentioned Parkway. Just how proud were you watching the performances of those guys in the second half?
Well, it's been probably my most rewarding since I've been at the football club. I've done a lot of watching games when the Finley Crass played away, of course, at Gillingham. But I felt that was the first time where Jamie, we could sit there and look at the players and how far they've come in such a short space of time to hold their own. They had one or two first team players around them, but the main bulk of that was youth. And as I said, very appreciative of all the first team staff, certainly the gaffer, because he's got to pick the moment when he changes that. And I know from experience, even though it's Plymouth Parkway, if one or two goals go in, and it can be a different story. But as I said, so far those players have not let the gaffer down, and that's what's most rewarding for us as staff, that they've not let us down.
One of the goals that did go in was a real special one from Oscar Rutherford. I mean, have you seen him do that before?
He's not executed with that quality before. We've not stopped talking about it, as you can imagine.
Neither have we.
Which has been good for all the lads, and it just shows that he puts a lot of hard work in, a lot of effort, and when that opportunity comes, you have to seize the moment, and that's the pressure that comes with being a footballer, and I felt he dealt with that quite well.
Just finally, obviously you've mentioned the way that Ryan has dipped into the younger lads at different stages in the season. The EFL Trophy games as well gives the first team profile to these guys. Do the players and the lads in the academy kind of feel that as well and think, well, actually, if I put in a couple of good performances for the under-18s, I could be in that first team squad if there's an injury?
Yeah, there's a pathway that you can believe in, and that's probably the biggest thing. You see it at international level now, whether it's Wales, England. Youth is the way forward. The owner's trying to do everything that he can to make this a sustainable business, and a part of that is producing our own players. There's a lot of hard work. It does take time. It's relentless development in terms of improving players. Players get it when they get it. The beauty about football, we don't know when they're going to get it, but all I do know is certainly being underneath the first team, that we're all driven to produce our own players, and that feels good. It's a special feeling, and hopefully in years to come, all the hard work and the perseverance pays off.
Brilliant. Well, best luck against Arsenal, Darren. And thanks for chatting to us.
We'll look forward to it. Thank you.